Episode 333, Quest for You. This episode today comes from my heart, which feels really inspired right now. When I feel this way, the best thing for me to do is write. Writing forces me to bring those feelings out and wrap them into words. Expressing them puts them into context and brings me more clarity. And when I capture them onto paper, whether it's physical or virtual, then they have the opportunity to grow. Most of the time, my inspiration comes like a warm ocean breeze. Surprising, but refreshing, and short-lived. I notice it, savor it, but can't hold on to it. Writing it down allows me to not only grasp it, but to play with it, expand on it, and maybe turn it into action. And this is what I'm doing today as I come to you with a full heart from my Toastmasters meeting earlier this week. Some of you may know that I joined Toastmasters over a year ago to help me on this journey to finding my voice and bringing it out more effectively. The goal in Toastmasters is to practice speaking in front of an audience. Each speech is timed and evaluated, helping you get better every time. But this is only one aspect of Toastmasters. From the first day I went, I immediately noticed that there was something special about this group that united a variety of humans who got up early every Tuesday to be ready and speak at 7 a.m. Not many people are committed to get up so early and pursue their goals. When you find such people, stick with them. There are many times I didn't feel like getting up earlier than normal, but knowing that my peers are there motivates me. That's the power of the right people in your life. They motivate you and push you past your comfort zone. Stay around those people and you will accomplish your goals almost unnoticeably. New people come and go at Toastmasters. Some show up sporadically. Others come a couple of times and never come back. And sometimes long-term members drop off. But those that keep coming back again and again are an amazing group of people that I can call my friends now. Partially, it's their dedication that inspires me. But the other aspect is that I feel a connection with these folks. When you share your personal stories in front of an audience, bridges are built. I talked about the power of stories in previous episodes, and I see it in action at Toastmasters every time. We get to know others in a very private and special way when they share their stories. We feel connected to them because their struggles are often our own as well. Their stories allow us to relate to them in a way that we often don't get a chance to with others in our life, like our co-workers or random acquaintances, especially when they do so repeatedly, as it happens in Toastmasters. But today I realized another amazing aspect of being part of my Toastmasters tribe. When the speaker stands up there, there's always this deep silence in the room. I envision it like a bowl that contains everyone and every word that is spoken. People listen attentively to the speaker. Everyone is focused. There are zero distractions. It is highly intimate and very special. And I noticed that even more important than speaking is the act of listening. I joined Toastmasters so I can become better at speaking. I scan the calendar for open speaking slots. I put all my efforts and energy into my speeches. But I don't speak that often. There are only 3 slots for each week and they get booked fast. Most of the time, I am actually listening. I listen to other speakers tell their stories. I listen to the evaluators assessing the speeches. I listen to all the Toastmasters members that have various roles each time and get up and speak. To be a better speaker, I realized I actually first need to be a better listener. Listening takes effort. It requires a willingness to be open to the presenter and their information. And it signals a readiness to learn. And I believe we can learn from everyone, even if we learn what not to do. I learn something new every time. Often the topics covered by the speakers are interesting and engaging, but I also learn more about each person as they share personal experiences. This week, one member shared about sexual abuse. Imagine the courage it takes to open up in front of 20 or so people that are not close friends and be so vulnerable. I consider it a privilege to learn so much about everyone through their speeches. When do we have this opportunity to get to know others that are not our close friends so intimately? I learn how to improve my own speeches listening to the evaluations of the other speakers. And even when I stand up there and speak, I still learn how to listen by looking at my audience. There's one lady in my group who has this beautiful smile on her face when she listens. It is wonderfully soothing to the nervous speaker on stage to see a comforting face like hers enjoy my information. She has taught me to listen with purpose. It takes effort to be a good listener. It takes even more effort to be an enthusiastic listener, which my Toastmasters friend demonstrates every week. The expression on her face, her alert and attentive body posture, and her inviting and curious questions she often poses. Listening honors the speaker for their ideas and their efforts. When we listen, we can learn from others, their perspectives, their challenges, their ideas, the things that motivate them. Listening and learning then allows us to play with potential changes in our own life. We heard it from others, we have seen how they did it, and that can inspire us to take action. Listening is in essence like being taught. We can take what we heard and build our own ideas on top of it. It's a playground that's loosely arranged, waiting on us to continue with our ideas. And we can always go back to the presenter and ask for more information. How did you do it? What was your greatest lesson from this experience? How would you recommend others to start? Listening, when applied, connects. It is through listening that I have found a new community, a group I now belong to, because listening helps us relate. We not only learn what matters to them, but we can draw parallels to our own life. And that is the foundation for a bridge. Bridges are important, my friends. Check out episode 253, where I talked about them. In a world where we thrive on beating others up verbally constantly, we need bridges more than ever. Everyone is against everyone and everything. Maybe, if we can learn to be quiet again and listen before we speak, like in my Toastmasters meeting, respectful, even enthusiastic with whatever the person on stage has to say, shaking their hand afterwards and thanking them, as we do in Toastmasters. Maybe we discover that others are more similar to us than we think. We may even learn to relate again and communicate more effectively. But first, we have to listen. Much love.